Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Tom and welcome back to a brand new episode and the finale of Schumacher Returns here in the 2005 season, and we are here at the Chinese Grand Prix for the final qualifying session of the 2005 season. And this is the race where it's all going to be decided. There is 1 point between Michael Schumacher and Juan Pablo Montoya in the championship. If you want to see how that happened, then I do recommend you go watch all of the season in the playlist down below to catch up if you may have missed any episodes. But here we are in China. Now Michael Schumacher is getting up for his final qualifying lap of the season. As you can see, a track that I personally don't like too much. It's only in his second year on the calendar in terms of 2005, because it was a track that was brought in 2004, so still a very new track, and the drivers are still having to get used to another track properly. But as you can see, so far Michael doing a pretty good job negotiating the first corner and then getting a little bit sideways through the second one, which sets him right off onto the curb, and he gets horrible traction and a horrible run through the second corner, which is going to set him back a little bit as you go now down this sort of short square on the power all the way down into turn 4 down to second gear. Michael's only 600 down of Raikkonen, so to be fair, that first sector wasn't too bad in the grand scheme of things, as we now get on the power once again, and now we approach the two best corners of the track in my opinion. This nice swooping left-hander in fifth gear, trying to carry as much speed as possible and swing it right for the falling right-hander, and Michael just turns a little bit too early there, getting a little bit too much on the curb, and then that's going to really set his car off balance for the next corner, which is a very tricky left-hander, which goes into another sort of double apex left-hander, running out a little bit wide into the AstroTurf there, but not too bad of a second sector from Michael Schumacher, and he's currently 9/10 down on Kimi Raikkonen, so he's got a lot of work to do here in this final sector. We also try and pull this lap back together as we now go through the hardest corner on the track in terms of, it's a fine balance between patience and overall speed, as you've got to try and wait for the perfect moment to put the power down completely down through the right-hand banking there, as that's going to propel you and dictate how much straight line speed you have down this entire back straight, one of the longest straights in Formula 1 I believe. And now you've got to look for the braking zone at the 100-meter board on the left hand side there, down the second gear. Make sure you get the apex absolutely perfect, and then try and carry as much speed as you can on the exit, making sure that you get perfect traction to propel you now into the final corner here, down to second gear. Make sure you get the apex nicely and trying to get as much traction down now as we go across the line. And where's this app going to put Michael Schumacher? It's going to put P9 and a second off the pace, a whole second off the pace, so not too bad to be fair. You know, that first sector was a little bit sketchy, but only 600s off, and the final sector was only like another 600s off, so the middle sector would just been a little bit better, and that would have been a pretty decent lap for Michael Schumacher. But these are the final qualifying results. So you can see it's a McLaren 1-2 with crucially Raikkonen ahead of Montoya, and obviously no team orders in 2005, so we'll have to see how that one pans out. But both McLarens in a 1-2 there, and as you can see just behind them, Giancarlo Fisichella and Nick Heidfeld in third and fourth place, and then Button and Jarno Trulli in fifth and sixth, and then Takuma Sato and Ralf Schumacher running off the top 8, and then Michael Schumacher down in P9, Fernando Alonso down in P10, and Fanny Barrichello in P11. But we're going to move into the race, because this is where it all comes down to. This is crucial time, this is crunch time, this is the last race of the season, and we're going to get up to the red lights for the final time in 2005. Here we go then, the lights are coming on for the Chinese Grand Prix, and we're going to get underway right now, and Michael Schumacher gets a great start straight off the line there, trying to react, literally lightning fast reflexes from the green light as soon as that went out, and now going into turn 1, Michael's going to go around the outside of a couple of cars here, including I think his brother Ralf Schumacher and also Takuma Sato. He's going to stay on the outside and actually gather a bit more speed and try and go around the outside of Jenson Button there. Does he make it stick? Yes, he does. He also gets past both Jarno Trulli as well, so 4 cars I think Marco took. They're both Toyotas and both BAR, so a fantastic start from Michael Schumacher as we now make our way into turn 4. Button's looking fairly racy at the moment as he goes up the inside. Michael locks up the right front, and it's a horrible lock up actually. Might do a little bit of damage to his tyres, but he manages to hold it around the outside of Button, just about to hold on to P5 and secure that position as we now go into the fast left hander for the first time in this race. Button trying to go up the inside once again there, and now freaking it right into the right hander, and Button still looking very racy just behind, so we've got to keep an eye out for that. But Michael having a great start so far on this first lap. Can he possibly try and maybe overtake Fisichella early on here to try and set himself up for the good start? I know he can't, because he gets all out of shape through the left hander there. Now Button is going to capitalise on this by going up the inside, and also Jarno Trulli I think, or Ralf Schumacher, sorry, Ralf Schumacher's trying to go up the inside and get in on the action, but Michael has the better racing line through the right hander, and eventually he holds on to P5. But Jenson Button looking very racy so far in this first lap of the race. But moving on to lap number 4, and as you see, Michael's actually dropped Jenson Button behind him as we go into the first corner here. Look at the grip difference the Ferrari's got through the first corner. The Bridgestone's really working nicely here through Shanghai, especially in that first corner, and he actually uses past Fisichella just about, forcing him out nice and wide through turn 1, right on the exit there. So Michael gets himself up into P4, and so far so good for the 7 times world champion, who could become an 8 times world champion after this race is all said and done. But Michael's in P4 at the moment, onto lap 5, as you can see, chasing down Heifeld, and now he gets caught on the curb and actually goes for a spin here. So Michael is backwards through the left-hander, and you know, very simple mistake to make. If you just touch the curb, it sends you around. It's such a simple one to make if you just turn in a fraction too early, and Michael's definitely felt the sheer how much he can punish you that curb just by touching the inside there. So a very disappointing incident from Michael Schumacher there, and he's going to have to try and do a little bit of a comeback drive for it as he gets past Jenson Button through turn 1 fairly easily, and Button not really putting up much of a fight, and the AI just seems to be very slow through the first corner for some reason. But as you can see, moving later on onto the start of lap 8, Michael Schumacher is catching up to Fisichella once again here, and he's going to try and make the move at the exact same place he overtook him a couple of laps ago, and yes he does. He goes up the inside of the first corner to make the move for P4, so a nice easy overtake for Michael Schumacher there to get himself back up into where he was before he spin. Now Fisichella still looking fairly racy up behind, but it looks like Michael Schumacher has just about got the edge on the Italian as we move later on onto the end of lap 8. And Fisichella actually did not want to let this one go, and as you can see, he's picking up a slipstream here and pulling to the inside. Is he going to try and make the move on the brakes into the hairpin here? And he is going to go for it, and he does make it stick there, but Michael gets a beautiful switchback with some great traction, and he's going to try and come back at him as there's contact between the two of them there. A little bit of contact as Fisichella tries to squeeze Michael onto the grass, but Schumacher's having absolutely none of it, and once again he switches back on Fisichella through the final corner. And look at the straight line speed of the Ferrari here at Shanghai as Michael walks past Fisichella down the pit straight here way before turn 1, getting the move done and finally regaining P4, and hopefully this time he can try and hunt down those guys ahead of him here as we move on to lap 11 now with only a couple of laps left to go here at the Chinese Grand Prix. Nick Heidfeld is actually battling with Montoya here. Montoya seems to be struggling for grip here in the latter stages of the Grand Prix, and Michael's going to capitalise on this and benefit from this as he goes up the inside of Heidfeld through the right hand banking here, and Fisichella is still there right behind it, but it's now going to be pretty much a 3-car race, drag race down this back straight. Look at the slipstream Michael's getting on Montoya, but at the same time Heidfeld's also benefiting from it, and who's going to break the latest into the hairpin here? It's going to be a battle of the late breakers as we go 3 wide into the braking zone of the hairpin, and Fisichella, or not Fisichella, Heidfeld runs across and actually swipes across Michael's path there. So very, very naughty driving from Heidfeld there, getting the corner completely wrong and almost causing a massive collision there, but luckily enough Michael's not too damaged and he can continue on, and so is Montoya and also Heidfeld. So the battle's going to continue here at Shanghai, but Heidfeld there getting the braking completely wrong for the hairpin, and a really naughty move there from him. But moving on to the action now, you can see Michael's trying to get up the inside of Montoya through the first corner, but Montoya's obviously been told by his team radio that Michael's been doing that move all race long, and he's actually really giving Michael a good old squeeze onto the grass there. So Montoya having absolutely none of it as we now go halfway into lap 12, and can Michael try and pass him here, maybe into turn 4? Is he going to try and go for it on the brakes? He's going to go for it, looking up the inside very late on the brakes, but there's no room through as Montoya just holds on to P2 for the time being. And now moving later on that lap, you can see that Heidfeld has actually caught back up again, and there's a little bit of a gap. Montoya's actually stretched out to Michael Schumacher, and now Heidfeld's going to dive one up the inside of the hairpin here. So Heidfeld this time does make the move stick, but Michael, look at the switchback he gets there, effortless from Michael Schumacher. And we're now going to go on to the final lap of the race here for the final time. This is the final lap of the 2005 season. We're going down the back straight for the final time here, and this is where it all comes down to. Can Michael Schumacher try and overtake Juan Pablo Montoya here down this back straight? We're going to have to wait and see. It's going to be a massive drag race. The fuel is low at the moment, so Michael's got to keep an eye out for that. But here we go. The slipstream is coming. We've got plenty of straight line speed. Is Michael going to try and dive one up the inside of the hairpin here? He's going to go for it nice and late on the brakes up the inside. He has a huge lock up off the right front, and Montoya cuts back on him and makes the move there and regains P2. But Michael gets the better exit through the hairpin, and it's going to be a battle of the late breakers into the final corner here. Michael diving one up the inside, Montoya around the outside, runs in a little bit deep, and Michael's going to take the position to come across the line and win his 8th World Championship of his career, and to come home in 2nd place for the Chinese Grand Prix. And what a lap that was, that final lap. Incredible scenes there, and what an absolute just incredible race after that spin. Just a great recovery drive from Michael Schumacher, and you can see, looking at the final race results, Raikkonen really finishing off the season strong with another win to his name, and Michael Schumacher comes home in 2nd with Montoya in 3rd place, and then Nick Heidfeld in 4th, and Fisichella down in P5 with people like Fernando Alonso and Barrichello, they're down in 9th and 11th. So a bit of an interesting top 10, but finally looking at the Drivers' Championship, you can see Michael Schumacher Schumacher has won his 8th world title, and look at that, it's just 1 point. It's in it, just 1 point. That's all the difference, just 1 point between the two of them. And then Raikkonen also there, pretty good on 99 points, not too far behind, so pretty good job from him. And then Nick Heidfeld down in P4, who was in 2nd for so long in this championship, and also Fisichella then P5 and Alonso then P6, doing pretty good there for both of the Renaults. But overall, that's a very interesting top 10 as we move into the second half of the table, and teammate Rubens Barrichello finishing the season with a very measly 16 points if you compare to what Michael did with this car. So, you know, Ferrari might be looking to get rid of him for the 2006 season. But looking at the constructors now, finally, obviously McLaren wrapped up a long time ago, and now Renault have consolidated their 2nd spot in the championship there, with Ferrari finishing in 3rd place, only 4 points behind Renault. So overall, Ferrari just missed out on 2nd. Maybe if Barrichello probably done a little bit better in some of the races, it could have been a much better story. But overall, that has been the Chinese Grand Prix in the final race of Schumacher Returns in the 2005 season. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you have, then please smash that like button down below and let me know that you did enjoy the video. And also, if you're new around here, please be sure to subscribe to my channel for plenty more videos, especially F1 2016 content coming very soon. And yeah guys, that's about for this video. I'll see you on my next one very soon. Goodbye.